欢迎回到我们的频道。
没错，
yes.
没错。
So today we have a special guest, which is Kathy.
Today we're doing a Q&A with our mom here, and Tina had reached out to some of you guys for some questions that you might have for my mother.
Since I posted last video about my parents-in-law eating 螺蛳粉, and I got a lot of comments saying that I was really rude to you. Because I was calling you guys old people. Yeah.
That's very interesting.
What do you feel about? Do you feel about I was rude the whole time? Because I don't want to be rude, but maybe it's just the way that I was saying it.
No, it must be cultural because we did not feel like it was rude at all. It's okay to identify somebody as older or younger without being rude, unless your tone was rude, like you're being ugly about it, saying, "Oh, you guys are old," you know. But your tone was not like that. You were just identifying that we were older.
I just wanted to clarify that I wasn't being rude. We are good friends, so we don't have any issues between us, so don't worry. How does Kathy feel when you first met my mom, Fengzhu?
Oh. Well, I was very excited to meet her. I've always been very interested in people of all different cultures and countries. The hard part is that Fengzhu does not speak English and I do not speak Mandarin.
Yeah.
So the communication issue is very hard. So I think to this day I do not know her heart.
But since y'all can't talk to each other, you can just kind of stare at each other and smile like...
Actually, no. The last time they visited last year, you set us up with WeChat.
Right.
Oh,
right.
yes.
Actually a very accurate app.
WeChat is amazing.
My mom and Kathy start talking in WeChat because you can translate the conversation.
And grandma too.
Yeah, and
grandmother.
grandma.
And that was the first time I actually got to speak with them.
And the second question is, they want to know, how do you feel that Ryan has a Chinese girlfriend?
I love it. Well, it wouldn't matter to me if you were Chinese. What I care about is that you guys work hard on your relationship and don't give up. Because the only differences between marriages that end in divorce and marriages that do not end in divorce are choosing to stay married and work hard. It is the hardest thing you'll ever do is work on a marriage. It's tougher than school, tougher than college, tougher than anything.
Yeah.
And you work for your whole life, but it's worth it.
The next question is, do you like our videos? How do you feel when you're watching it?
You know, I absolutely love it. I'm a big fan. I try to check every day to see if there's a new video so I can watch it because I'm very excited. And what I've really noticed is how your relationship has evolved. When you first were married and doing the video, you could see a little bit of tension. And I'm sure the people didn't notice, but because I know you guys, I noticed. And so I would you know, it would kind of hurt my heart.
Oh,
but
really?
yes, I could just tell the emotions behind your words that only a mother can hear. But as you're, you know, you've been married, what, 2.5 years now, and you're doing really well. You guys had a rough start, and I think you're both doing amazing, you know, for what you've had to go, you know, what you've gone through. When you just, and Ryan, we're going to get married, we just opened our heart and chose to love your family. Unconditional. It's called unconditional love. We love you no matter what. There's nothing we can do to change that. It doesn't matter what you do, we still love you.
Oh, I know, I've done it all, and they still loved me. I don't know how.
That's how I feel like I didn't truly know American culture before I came to America, because I was watching movies about America, like High School Musical. That's what I learned about America. What I heard is everybody is so open-minded and you can have 100 girlfriend and boyfriend at the same time. That's how we think about it, because America is so open. And that's why it would have been nice to go to Cambly.
And you would know that Americans cannot have 100 boyfriends. You can have one. Cambly is an online mentorship program where they have tutors that are online 24/7. You can find tutors all over the world. They're on there to help you. They'll start the conversation and kind of carry it along so you don't have to feel awkward or anything.
The internet has opened up such a wonderful world for this generation
Yeah.
that we
Oh, yeah.
didn't have access to.
Yeah. You don't even physically come to America to meet American native English speaker and you can know the culture. And Ryan's actually a tutor on Cambly! Yeah!
So if you guys want to schedule an appointment to talk to me, just message Tina and
Yeah.
we'll set that up.
Last month we've been talking to a lot of our fans on Cambly.
And I think it's a lot of fun. I do. I actually learn a lot. So do they. You
Yeah.
can just talk to me for fun, or you can ask me to maybe correct some of your English. That's fine. I don't mind.
And today we have a new code.
New code. What's the code?
Tina 2021. New year, new me.
Don't even. Oh, I hate
He
when
hates
people say
that.
Oh, new year, new me. I'm gonna act this much different because the number changed of the year.
If you're a new member and use this code, you can get a 15 minutes free trial to talk to a native English speaker. The next question is, how do you spank Ryan when he was young?
Well, I'm not a very strong person.
No, so you had to use a black spoon.
Yes, I tried my hand, but it hurt my hand. I tried using one of Tim's belts, but I couldn't swing it. I wasn't coordinated enough. So I found it's a black flexible spoon that, man, it hurts. Like, I mean, yeah.
It was kind of like this.
And
You
it
can go,
had,
"What?"
He told me about that. It was
Yeah.
really funny.
It was my secret weapon. I'd say, you want the black spoon?
No, you'd make me go get the black spoon.
Oh.
Ryan, go get the black spoon. And then you cry all the way to pick it up and you have to bring it to him.
That's funny. My mom used hanger.
Hangers.
You know those little, like a racket with the electricity to kill the mosquito? And my dad always threatened me with that, but he never
They
spanked
never
me
did.
about that. It's
Good.
just really scary. You and Tim's love story.
Oh, well, we didn't have a love story. We had a rough start. We were married our junior year of college. Weren't friends first. We didn't know each other. But here we were in college, you know, newly married, and then I'm pregnant. And so I never did go to work. I stayed home with my kids. And so we really had a lot to work through. I felt like he was totally weird and different. He thought I was totally weird and different. So I can imagine what you guys go through. Not only are you two different people from two different families, you're from two different countries.
Yeah.
So
Literally as far away from here as you can go is where she lived.
yeah.
They were just saying that I feel like Ryan's mom is so elegant, but the dad is just like Ryan, very funny.
Tim is very funny. He's made our marriage light and he makes me laugh and I love that. But that's helped our marriage to have somebody, you know.
I'm the strict parent that punishes Ison, but also the funny one.
I
That plays
don't
with him.
know, Ison is not afraid of me at all. When I spank him, he laughs so hard. But when Ryan spank him, he doesn't laugh. I talk about this on my older video that when I was a kid and when my parents spanked me, and I always hear the story that in America, if parents spank you, you can call 911. They're gonna be taken away by the police. And I was like, I really want to come to America. I want to be spanked.
Oh, we all got spanks.
Children who are not disciplined are very unhappy, unruly, and not good members of society. A child who is in charge of the house and runs the house is not a happy child. You know, a child doesn't need that responsibility to be in charge of the house.
Yeah, that's
So,
true.
yeah.
As long as you don't abuse them.
That was the reason for calling the police, is if you're abused. And
Yeah.
children are abused. You know.
But honestly, an
yeah.
abused child is not going to call the police because they're so afraid of their parents.
Yes, or they don't think they're being abused because
Right.
that's their normal.
Right.
And there are a lot of abused children.
And my parents always do that, spank me and say I love you, so that's why I spank you.
And you don't believe it. You're like, yeah.
Yeah.
You just hit me! What do you mean you love me?
Well, there's a difference between spanking and beating. A beating is when you hit, and so it's a total different concept.
That'd be like if you're angry. I never spank Ison because I'm angry. It's because I don't want him to be doing this thing anymore.
You know, for a child to touch something, we say, no, do not touch, and they look at you and go,
I know, that's what Ison does. What is your generation think about China? What's the impression about China?
Oh, well, you know, the United States is a melting pot. We have people from everywhere. My family is from Germany and Norway. Very interested in your culture. Never feel bad to tell me about your culture. I absolutely am very interested, and I can't wait till we can travel there.
My parents really want you guys to go there.
In every country, there's going to be a few people that are ugly.
No, she means people that act ugly.
Act ugly,
they are
yes.
rude, mean.
Yes,
every culture.
but it's very rare. And most people love other people and want to know their cultures.
How many kids do you want me to have?
That is entirely up to the two of you.
Nice.
Yes. Each family, you will know instinctively.
I look at Ison and I'm like, he's not a baby anymore. I want a baby.
Yeah.
But I'm like, oh, Tina's the one that's like has to deal with it.
It's really hard to raise a kid. I don't know if I'm ready because I wasn't ready the first one, and I want to be ready the second one. So I want to wait a little.
And by ready, I think we mean maybe a little more financially. We need a physically bigger home. Our house is just too small right now, so we're gonna have to get the house first and then a baby.
Although you want me to have 4, and she can have 2 back.
No, we're not to steal our children.
I know, my mom is obsessed with babies. She loves babies. Every time she visit here, she always look at Chandler's baby. She's like, Chandler has the perfect life with so many babies.
I'm sure that your mom and dad are hurting because their grandbaby is so far away, and it's been a year since they've seen him. I remember when you had your gender reveal for Ison.
Yeah.
And you did the balloons, and I was just casually saying, I don't care if it's a boy or a girl, because as long as the child is healthy. And your friend, Hannah, she said, you don't understand how important culturally it is.
Oh, she said that to you?
She said it to me quietly. Hannah said to me, you don't really understand how important it is to have a boy. That's how different our cultures are.
So I feel like on our generation, we don't care if we have a boy or a girl in China, but like still my parents' generation, they do care for some reason. I have friends in China and they told me that in the family, his sister didn't get car or house from his parents, but he gets it for free from his parents.
Right, but that's also works out because when she finds a guy, he already got the house and the car.
Yeah. So when I was a kid, my mom's always joking, saying that she wished I was a boy. Yeah, she said it a lot to me, so I didn't know why. She's very old-fashioned. She will tell me about you give your love to all your grandkids is different because Ryan is your son. So you love Ryan's sons more than Chandler's kids. Like, yeah, but I told my mom it's different. Like in America, you don't value boys and girls that much different.
Not at all.
Yeah.
You know, there is a lot of examples, though, of people in every culture favoring one child over another, and it's very damaging. So we have tried, you know, as parents to love all of our children equally, and even as, you know, gifts, we make sure everybody gets the same amount per family. I don't think you could ever accuse Dad and I of favoritism.
Never. The only thing I'm bitter about is that $1,500 for everyone's first car. You didn't adjust for inflation. You didn't adjust for inflation.
And you were born 10 years
I know
later.
$1,500 was a lot different for Krista than it was for me, but I actually don't hold on to that. I look at it as my parents are very equal.
Well, so equal. Do you remember when we'd go to Walmart and girls need a lot more items at Walmart than a guy does?
Right.
And so Dad would just give you money.
I tell Tina that all the time. Sometimes he would just hand me $100. I'm like, why? He's like, because we didn't have to buy you homecoming dresses and stuff. Or tampons.
Maybe because you have enough grandkids, so you don't care this time anymore.
I have 7 grandchildren and they are all amazing. We love them so much. If you are having a casual dinner, you don't use a charger. A charger is more for the formal dinners, and you're going to place it at the edge of the table. Next, you will have your dinner plate. The knife goes in on the right and the blade goes in. And if you're going to have steaks, you'll use a steak knife, and then you don't need this knife. You'll just use the steak. Unless you're going to have several courses, then you'll use both. And then you'll have 2 different size forks.
So this one's bigger, this one's smaller.
So this is your dinner fork, and this is your salad fork. So your dinner fork goes to the left. Your salad fork will go to the left, and make sure that they're lined up. Teaspoon goes to the right of the knives, and then if you're going to have soup, it will go to the right of the teaspoon. So the bread plate goes just above the salad plate. Water glass goes just above the knives, and then if you have a wine or another beverage, it'll go to the right. You don't put the napkin under the forks.
Oh.
That is something you do not do. The dessert spoon here and the dessert fork this direction. Now remember, if you're not going to have a dessert or you're not going to have soup, you do not use the silverware. You only place the silverware on that you will be using. So as soon as you sit down, you take your napkin and you put it on your lap until the hostess, which is usually the mother, sits down. Then that's your cue that you may start eating. Once you use a silverware, you never put it back on the table. When you have a formal dinner and it's not a buffet, which we've had a lot of, you put all the food on the table and you pass everything to the right. And you may hold the plate for the next person as they take the meal and put it on. And nobody starts eating their food until the food has been passed. So if you have meat you're going to cut, if it's steak, you'll use your steak knife and you cut behind the fork. And you don't cut all of your meat at the same time. You cut one piece, put your knife down, trade hands, and eat your...
What I heard, British, they cut one and eat one, but American, they cut it all. And then...
If they don't know manners, they'll cut all their meat. Now say you need to say, excuse me, because you need to get up to get something,
Fart?
or use the restroom.
No.
We don't say fart. You take your napkin, place it clean side down on your chair. You do not put it on the table. And then when you come back, you pick up your napkin, place it back on your lap, and resume your dinner. And if you notice, your silverware is still resting on your plate. Your glass is identified by, everyone will have a little bit different ring on the bottom of it. And then you can keep your glass to get up and go to visit in the living room.
Thank you very much for teaching us.
Yeah.
You're welcome. It's kind of a lost art, but I do have friends who love to come to my house, even for tea, because I make it all very formal. And I think everybody enjoys it, especially the ladies.
I think it's good that I have it on video now, so if I ever need to, I can just pull this video up.
But we're more relaxed. Our generation is more relaxed than the previous, and you guys more, so we do a lot of buffets.
Yeah, we just ordered pizza and just kidding.
Each generation loses a little bit more of the formality.
I do like how my mom really care about festivals, holidays, so we get to experience that. Because in our generation, we don't do it anymore. It's really sad. That's how I enjoy my spring festival in China, because my mom goes really hard with it. So that's today's video. If you like this video, give us a thumbs up and comment down below. Have any more questions, you can ask me in the comment. And thank you guys for watching it.